Welcome to Cognitive's What's Your Take podcast series. Today we have Supriya on this particular podcast where we are going to discuss about neonatal care market and that's entire industry, how it's really moving ahead. Supriya and her team has recently worked along with Mr. Ajinkya Kaale as well, who's our industry analyst. So all of you guys together have published a report. So you have also consulted one of the client, since today we are not going to discuss about the client, but we wanted to release certain insights. So today we are going to discuss about those insights. I hope you find it interesting and all of you will be able to get some market insights on how this industry is heading ahead.
Thank you so much. I'm very much excited to be here and sharing some exciting stats about the neonatal preterm infant care market, because it's a very fascinating market, both because of its clinical importance as well as it's evolving very differently across the different regions. It actually gives the most technological development, that investment patterns in the healthcare system, and what are the regulatory changes in this market.
Great. So there are three parameters. A regional shift, a technological shift, and the regulatories as well. So there are three pillars you wanted to keep it as insights for us. So how would you like to start with? Would it be the regional stats? Do you want to start with that?
Actually, I want to start with a global level mostly.
Great. So let's just go by global, regions, and then
technological.
And I believe you're also going to talk about the developing nations and developed nations and the prominent difference between. Oh, great. So let's just start that.
Yes. The neonatal preterm infant care market is a structurally essential healthcare system and not a discretionary one. Actually, it's always seen in their trends and what is their projected growth over the year. So if we can say that according to the adoption patterns and increasing investment in healthcare system, we can say that in coming 7 to 8 years, like in 2030, it will be jumping from 1 billion to across 2 billion at a CAGR of about 6%. So it's a very drastic shift, and mostly this market is based upon the epidemiology rather than the consumer choices. Just because of that, according to the WHO, nearly 15 million infants are born preterm, and globally the most leading cause of the death over the children under the 5 are these preterm birth rates.
So that's fascinating. So that's like a huge number, right?
Right. So for the government, the neonatal care spending is non-negotiable one for those countries as well who follows the UN Sustainable Development Goal 3. So if I am saying that this market is very fascinating, it's because of the healthcare system preparedness for the medical need, and not like it's a consumer choice or we have to do that. But it's
and that's why you said it. It's a governmental government agenda over there rather than a consumer shift.
Yes,
that's fascinating. We'll dive deeper into it now again. That's fascinating to see how governments are taking initiative in this particular agenda. But then again, we first spoke the global. So can we now break it down into regions, how trends are looking over there perhaps?
So when we talk about regional structure, the regional structure is very asymmetrical. Like when we talk about the developing regions like Asia Pacific, you will be more surprised that it is actually the greater market in value as well as volume side. Mostly because of the increasing birth numbers, then increasing the rates of the preterm births, and actually the less development or less investment than the developed regions. You can say that when we see the more developed regions like North America or Europe, their per capita expenditure is very high. So there is also very value driven countries like US and Germany, but it just because of the high expenditure and not because of the volume.
Got it. So when you say value and volume, so can you define it more, like why Asia Pacific? I think you emphasize on Asia Pacific having the more in terms of a volume, right? So can you just talk more about it as well?
Like I have just said that there is more birth rates Like if we say, if we can see that the population is also very greater in the Asia Pacific rather than the North America or Europe, and also because of the less government focus or less policies than the developed regions.
I also wanted to understand globally what's really driving this market. So could you just give more insights about it? What all data you have gathered about it?
Yeah. So preterm birth rate is the single most fundamental driving factor for this market.
Okay.
Actually, when we see that, for example,
It's
according to
unfortunate to say that it's driving this particular market, but okay, you continue with the insights. Yeah.
So according to the government, like CDC data, it shows that in United States, which is a developed region, the preterm birth rates was 10.1% in 2020, but actually it increases to 10.4%. It's actually developed regions, but when we talk about the developing region, it's actually worse. Like in South Asia,
it's gonna get worse now. Okay.
Because in South Asia and Sub-Saharan Africa, UNICEF estimates that actually around 60% of the births are the preterm.
60%, the total 60% of the birth in this regions
are
preterm.
The adoption is very much high in these Sub-Saharan countries. So when we see that, like in 28 to 32 weeks. At the same time, medical advances are evolving very dramatically. Like when we say that survival rates, so in developed regions between 28 to 32 weeks, the survival rates are exceeding 90%. And if when you see the weeks like before 28 weeks, the survival rates are also exceeding.
Okay.
I'm not saying about developing regions has this much capability of the survival rates, but because of the more preterm birth rates and the increasing survival rates, it's causing the compounding effect on the markets. So the market is more about the long term. It generates the more long term effect rather than going like short term effect. Like preterm birth rates are not decreasing in this 7 to 8 years, or the survival rates are not always declining. It always going upward, not like downward.
True.
Yeah.
Supriya, while I'm listening to you, I also have one question. So let's just try and understand this particular market with the perspective of developed nations and developing nations. So what parameters you are defining this, and what is really a crucial factor? Is it government?
Yes, actually government involvement is very crucial or central factor, we can say that is evolving around this market actually. So when we talk about the government investment or healthcare investment in this particular market, it's mostly correlated with the mortality rate.
Okay.
Yeah. Like just I have give you insight about the increasing preterm survival rates or increasing mortality rate in the developing regions. So governments are what governments are doing in this? Governments are getting the action plans. Like if we can say one example of India is getting into the India's newborn action plan.
True.
So where the mortality rate are increased, mortality rate is decreased from only 1 in 1,000 live births.
Oh, that's fascinating for India as well.
Yes. Yeah. So not just about the developed regions who have the very much government policies and all, but developing regions are also going in that way, that they are also accommodating with the what is actually happening in this planet and what is actually we have to do in this space, and not just about
but that's
surviving.
A really great initiative from India as well to decrease the mortality rate.
Yeah.
Good. Yes, we do understand governments are taking a lot of initiative in that. But it's also the manufacturers of these particular equipments and these products. So how these manufacturers, or let's take an example of a technological advancement, are they really doing it? Is the adoption rate from the government or deployment of such equipments has increased because these equipments have become more efficient? So could you just give us more brief about the technological advancement in this as well?
Actually the evolution over the decade was very profound. Like earlier, neonatal care is almost only keeping the baby alive. It's just a basic survival, and keeping infant warm and fed and and keeping him like a
womb, right?
like a womb.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the today's focus is mostly changes toward minimizing the long-term complications to
Yeah.
that baby. It's not just like we have to keep that baby alive and from now onwards to the after 5 years we can't have any idea about what that baby is doing or not. So key technological shifts include movement from the invasive respiratory system to the non-invasive one. It includes
Okay.
smart incubators, then it includes the more investment in the NICUs and how the government is investing more into that we can say that equipment, and how manufacturers are getting that point and they developed that equipment in that way so that we actually minimize the rates, not just about keeping that baby alive.
Fair enough. So it's more like an ecosystem now.
Ecosystem.
So governments have taken the initiative.
Yes.
The doctors, nurses, or the healthcare infrastructure have taken the initiative to adapt that and to support now this particular market or all the manufacturer of all these equipments. So it's really fascinating, like how. So can we talk more about the technological advancement apart from I think you just mentioned it, how technology has changed and how manufacturers have adapted that. So because most of the audience who will be listening to this particular insights are from manufacturing, and I believe the industry expert Mr. Ajinkya Kaale, so when he visited our office as well, when you and your team was working with him, he also shared certain advanced tools and how the manufacturers are getting the contracts from the government. So can we talk about the technological advancements which these manufacturers have built in, and how we or as in this particular market can leverage it?
Yeah. So when we talk about technology, it's more about AI-driven technology.
Okay.
So as I said that, there is very much technological shift from invasive to non-invasive respiratory system. The integration of the monitoring system in the oxygen beds or saturation, then heart rate. It keeps actually driving from just measuring the heart rates, but then monitoring all the things that is happening in that preterm birth.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. So you're not only monitoring one aspect,
but monitoring the whole aspects of the
more aspect, more equipments. Yeah. Okay.
We can say that there is a very accumulative equipment. There is a whole technology in one equipment.
System. It's like
a
proper
system.
system.
We can say the
So
hardware
is that the
plus
decade
software.
change? Earlier we saw there were many equipments, but then it's now a system which will be doing all of it together.
In today's era, it's mostly a solution based.
Oh, okay.
Rather than just hardware and software and just we are keeping one equipment with other equipment and doing that shift. But it's mostly about solution.
Got it.
Keeping one unit and it will give all the data about
entire system. So that's how the technology is playing a role, a crucial role.
Yeah.
As we try and understand now the technological shift and how people are leveraging that as well. But when we say leveraging that technology, the manufacturer who are implementing such systems, I also wanted to understand how they are leveraging it, what opportunities they have it. Is there any rivalry between these manufacturers and how it's shaping the total overall market as well?
So the competitive landscape in this market is highly segmented, and unlike the broader medical devices, it's not dominated by the few giants, but it actually characterized by the category specialist, then brand trust and long replacement cycle. Because if one of the hospital borrow one of the equipment, the replacement cycle will be the 7 to 10 years.
Oh, 7 to 10.
7 to 10 years,
Great.
yes. So the key competitive dynamics include hospital reliability on the clinical reliability over the price. Then what are the strong preferences for the vendors? It should be having the local support and services, and not just like that we are taking the equipment from the cross border and then service will be the problematic in that case.
Overseas products and not getting a support is a huge
issue in this equipment. So when we talk about the trend between this rivalry, the market is seeing mostly strategic partnership. Like we have actually discussed about
strategic partnership between governments and these manufacturers, or how can you define that?
Actually, what we have discussed about it, like it's more about the solution based, like hardware, software, and services.
Together.
Not just about the hardware is different and software is different. Yes, there are actually key players who are supplying the raw materials to the service providers. But when we talk about the strategic partnership, combining the three pillars of this market, the market will be doing very great in this space.
Okay, so it's like combination of
the all together.
That's great. That's great. I also wanted to understand, can you just take certain company names or the manufacturers who are really active into this globally?
Yeah, so in this market, the key players who are actually doing very great in this space are Philips, one of these Philips, GE, Traeger, and Medtronic. These key players are doing very much great in this. Yeah.
But is there any special mention for any Indian player who's really doing great?
I can say that Shreyas.
Okay, great. Thanks for that particular mention as well. So, thank you for being on this particular podcast. But as we said, we really wanted to understand what's your take on this particular market.
So, neonatal preterm infant care market growth is not just because of the new innovations. Actually, it's a necessity.
Yeah, true. Absolutely.
Yeah, because we actually mostly discussed about the government plans, because government plans are made because of the necessity of the preterm birth rates are increasing. That's why this market is evolving. Without it, it can't be
it's a great initiative as well.
Yes.
So thank you so much. In the next podcast of this particular series, we'll be discussing the research methodology and how Supriya and her team actually gather all these insights. So thank you for being with us. Let's get excited for the second show as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye.